Hi, welcome to the February reading from the Ocean Oracle. I'm Sue Marty, creator of the deck, and I just did a very long video and it got interrupted partway through, and I don't know how to like splice videos together. Might be on my to-do list for this year. So I'm just gonna start over, but it's gonna be a shortened version because I can't go through it all again. It's kind of funny. I'm impatient, I guess. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. And yeah, so I'll post this onto the Facebook page, and it'll also be available at www.theoceanoracle.com. I'll put the whole reading on there, so you can read all the stories if you want with the messages. But basically, what the last one said was that I've been wanting to do a reading for February, but just haven't had the time or space to do it. And I went to the beach this morning, and I arrived, and the entire reading was right there in front of me. So, I mean, first off, we were at the shore, so that's number 7, Eternal Grace, and which is kind of the overriding energy for February. And then all along the shore was all this seaweed, so scattered thoughts. And in amongst the seaweed were a bunch of seagulls just going through, and that's about faith. And I thought, this is just perfect. So with Eternal Grace and the shore, it kind of talks about just the grace within us, right? And just being present to the moment, and actually getting out of our inner stuff and looking out through new eyes at what's right in front of us. And sometimes, especially these things that we do, like kind of mundane things that we do every day, we can become blind to the everyday. And we can miss the beautiful treasures in each moment and each activity. And I hadn't, I'm trying to think, no, I guess I was at the beach. It had been a few days, I hadn't been to the beach in a few days. And when that happens, I kind of walk out of the car park and land. And I look up, and I assess the situation in front of me, and I notice the smells and the way the air quality is and the people that are around and the birds, and are there waves, are there surfers, I don't know, coming at it with new eyes, even though it's a scene that I see almost every day. But I never take it for granted. And I never think it's mundane. It's just, I just feel such gratitude for being able to be in this place. And there's that real sense of eternal grace and the beauty and the appreciation of all those little things, right? So that's the overall energy of February, is that appreciation of the mundane in some regards, and I want to say waking up to it, because sometimes we can walk through life when we're kind of asleep. So it's a reminder, February is a great month to wake up a bit and be appreciative for what is before you, and to look through new eyes, to see, to sense it. So that's overall. Coming in to kind of hinder that or cause a little bit of trouble can be seaweed and the scattered thoughts. So our scattered thoughts can take us in 1,000 different directions, and it can be disorientating. It can be, I was gonna say disuseful. I don't think that's a word. Not useful, unhelpful. But the beautiful thing about seaweed is it has all these nutrients, and if you gather it together and put it on your garden, it can grow these amazing things. It sort of nurtures and sustains, in a really holistic and healthy way. And all that scattered seaweed brought together has this really positive influence. And it can be like that with our thoughts, all our scattered thoughts. We can, if we can corral them or bring them together, we might actually see a path, or we might get an indication of what it's all trying to tell us. Individually, they may seem like they're all over the place, but is there a rhythm to them? Is there a pattern? Are all those scattered thoughts going down one direction? So that can be helpful in this month, to remember that it is not the, it's almost like the end product of those thoughts is what we're going towards. And then what's going to help us and to remember through all of that is our Seagull card, faith. And it really is about knowing that within all those scattered thoughts, just having faith that direction and that path that you're trying to go down or that you're wanting to go down, just have faith, like it will make itself available and it will be the right decision. And also along this energy is February is an interesting month, in that the first half is really energetic, highly energized, great time to get stuff, I was gonna say shit, get stuff done, put plans in place, do those things that you've been thinking about for ages, make a start, moving forward, a lot of forward movement and momentum. But then come the second half of February, we get Mercury going into retrograde, which can be that energy of redo, reassess, recalibrate. That retrograde is the appearance of it going backwards, so it can feel like you're kind of going backwards a bit. So it has this high movement energy at the beginning, and then this kind of, not stop energy, but just kind of like brakes on energy. But it's perfect because all the stuff that you're doing in the first couple of weeks, all these things and these ideas that you're putting in place, it gives you a chance to reevaluate, reassess. And so come second week of March, when Mercury is going forward again, planet of communications, you'll know what you started in February, whether that's if you're on the right track, and all that forward momentum will start again. You won't have to restart, like you won't have to start from the beginning again. It'll all be in place. You'll have a chance to reassess and think about it, and then you'll move forward with those things that come through that retrograde period. So really kind of, I don't know, I like the energy of February. Like it has a lot of potential, has quite a bit in it. There might be, and I think it's just remembering, our inner grace and our abilities, and trusting in the process and having a bit of faith in yourself, the situation, and life. Anyway, happy February. And I will see you soon. Thanks for tuning in.